My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train, friends and foes. We're going to be continuing with the Awoken, non-exiled lead, and the Melting Remnant exiled follow. In Covenant 25, the same thing we tried to do last episode. Hopefully here we don't get Seraph the Chased, instead we get Seraph the Patient. Nice. A single Edge Prior, 2 Restoration Detonations, and 2 Moldeds in the base deck. I already know what we're kind of planning for with those. Ooh, Sketches of Salvation might actually complicate things, though. I like it. Especially since we have a Hell Vent here, so we go Remnant, Banner, Merchant of Steel, we double upgrade that, and then we just go to the Hell Vent, have the ability to play them on the same floor. Rejuvenate, rejuvenate, rejuvenate. Rejuvenate! Unfortunately, the Edge Prior is no longer going to be useful for us, but Rejuvenate is still a really good upgrade. Novice enemies get 4 additional damage. I think that I need the unit draft, and I don't care if I take damage. The unit draft might give us a unit that's the unit I want to get on every floor, right? Kill the frontliner for us, and we get a train suit on the top line as well, so just in case. Hey, got the collector. Nice. Guess I can do right there. Rebuild you, and then you'll die on the top floor, and then we won't have the ability to rebuild you again. Uh-oh. Oh, never mind. Woo! Oh, that was lucky. Thank you for that 1 in 4 game. Sting, Steel Enhancer, and Vine Grasp. Vine Grasp would actually give me the ability to realign my own units in that midline, just in case there's a tank that I need to move up front. I kind of like that. It's also just generally pretty good. Draft would not be good for the midline. It would get it out early, and then it would start burning out early, and then you would be able to start playing it a lot more early, which is interesting. But I just don't think that's the way we're going to want to go with it. Let's go for the money there. Paraffin Enforcer would be really interesting. Or Animus of Will. Just have a bunch of Animuses of Will in that midline. What would Paraffin Enforcer look like, right? Paraffin Enforcer would get summons there with things that have... I would never be able to play more burnout units on that floor because I wouldn't be able to play reformed units there. I think I'd just take the Animus of Speed, to be entirely honest with you. In worst case scenario, it just becomes an Animus of Speed that gets summoned for free to the midline. Large Stone looks really good, really promising here. That represents a lot of money. You know what? I'm doing it. You get Large Stone. And you also get the other buff there. And then I'm going to dupe you in the next area. Unit draft. Sure. Okay, that line did not work out how I'd hoped. As well here, it looks like. All right. Hey, and we get the extra slay as well. Love to see it. Wildwood Sap seems really good right now. Purifying Cleanse. No. God, an Animus of Will heavily upgraded would be a nice companion to that mid floor right now, but I don't think that's what we go for. I think we need to just focus on having a couple of very strong units. I'd love a drip fall as well, so I could get one of them out of there if it need be. Take the money here and look at the concealed cabins just in case we get an extra upgrade. Ramble, endless, multi-strike. Endless makes a bit of sense. Gives us the ability to have the sentient die and then still play it on a different floor and start it up again. Makes us resilient to any failures. Okay. There's also a couple units that if I get now and then already have the ability to put endless on them, suddenly everything is real smooth. Here I just had to hope that some of our bigger units are actually summoned in the midline. Okay, 2 of them were. Nice. Could have been a lot worse. Especially nice is that we can lose the sentient and still just replay it and it's fine. Who else is dead? Train steward? Don't... I mean, I guess I want to pull that back. Not have it in the reform pool at the absolute least. This guy's not really getting that many slays. Feeling great about that. Okay. Seems like the best I could do there for a bit. And, okay, never mind. We get enough damage here on the bottom line already. And another slay. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Here is basically one of the last places we can find something that really saves us. Bounty Stalker? It can't be Bounty Stalker, can it? Wax and Spike would give me the ability to kill my entire midline instantly and start reforming them. Bounty Stalker. Extinguish. +8 permanently. We have the ability to give it endless as the thing. So how we on extinguish? We're gonna need to find a way to kill the bounty stalk. Give it burnout? We could give it burnout. Burnout and endless. It's definitely draw here. Come on, Merchant of Steel and a removal next to it. The Unstable Vortex is on the other side. Gotta go for the Merchant of Steel here though. I mean, there's the endless. Let's just do that so I don't have to worry about using the endless tome. Then re-roll. There's burnout. So you are a big nuke every turn. You just get larger. Launch stone on the Animus of Will, and then honestly, I just need to start removing train stewards. Even if we could only get one right there. Non-boss enemy units restore all health when they move up a floor. I really want the artifact here. So don't let me down. Okay. Bounty Stalker would never be able to be played on the top. Wait. Hang on. Yeah, because it would play, it would have the days, and then it would die. But that's only if I really plan on using it for damage. I may not necessarily use it for damage in this fight. sense. Just gotta keep making sure that that unit on the top line dies. Here's the really unfortunate part. This this bounty stalker is now, yeah, that clipped guardian's gonna go through the top. We always knew this was a risk. A risk I'm still, in retrospect, kinda happy to take. God, that's gonna cost us a decent amount of HP though, right? 12, 14. Oh, it's not that much. Actually, it could have been a lot worse. Certainly could have been a lot worse there. All right. Another turn for the bounty stalker to grow. And again. Had to make sure that I got another sleigh there at the very end. The Pie gets plus 15. Surely that'll help us against some of the damage that is probably going to leak past us. Focus Growth, Invigorating, and Bramble Lash. Certainly not Bramble Lash. Probably not Invigorating Solution, but I could kind of see it. I'll take it. And... I do like Crushing Demise here. I need to cut more minions from this deck. Okay. Fine. Merchant, get the Train Suit and Train Suit out of here. We got to get the other two non-minion minions out of here. Double stack on that. When a card with Consumer's Blade restore 5 Pyre health, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 of those in the deck. 50% chance to apply daze whenever an enemy unit's enter your train. I mean, that's just extra health on the sentient, but that's not going to matter past a certain point, right? But it matters up until that point at the absolute least. It might be... in fact, I think it is Concussive Calls here. In terms of double stack, the Wildwood Sap desperately wants it. And then we need to remove a Train Steward. I wish I had one more remove ability here. I'll also hit a plus 10 on one of those, and then a lower cost on one of the restores. Those are very, very important. We need to find more regen if we're actually really going to support this build. Normal enemy units gain multi-strike. That Master of Light will be doing some damage. How bad? Probably not bad enough to warrant. Certainly, we need the extra power right now. We still need relics to try and help get this build online. It is very far from online. Yeah, I was worried about that happening on the top line, but I didn't really have any way to counter it. Wait, you were already on... Never mind. It is still endless. It is now endlesser. It now has even less of an end. God, I really need a way to actually utilize this bounty stalker now. It's gotten large enough. It's certainly gotten large enough. All right, we're about to take 50 damage here. But the important thing is we are still technically alive. 3 to magic power can't hurt, certainly. There's the awake. Some of the regen and the extra health that we really need. Subsuming blade. I think we have to pass all of these. Okay. We need to remove 2 more cards from the deck, and I think it's got to be a Edge Prior. And I'm wondering if it's going to be like an Animus of Will, and then we have double Bounty Stalker just summoned to the midline on the first turn, as well as the double Paraffin Thug. I think so, actually. Okay. Now we need capacity after this. Just gotta keep that in mind. Capacity after this. Bounty Stalker for the bottom floor. 1 Bounty Stalker for the top floor. We may end up transitioning entirely out of Paraffin Thugs here as well. In fact, it would be kind of ideal if we could. If I'm entirely honest with you, I don't necessarily know what I'm doing with them yet either, so... Look, like, I get it. I truly do. But give me a moment to figure it out. And, you know what? Even possibly give me the moment to figure out, hey, this isn't it. It doesn't work. Cool. Let's never try and do something like this again in the future. I know we're pretty deep in the series, but I am still liable to make mistakes from time to time. And I will say a couple of comments recently haven't been super comfy. Okay. There's a bunch of regen on the character for us already. Thanks for regen. The molded that springs. Okay. That Vine Grasp seems obvious. The Reform is an endless thug. At the very least, we can play another Bounty Stalker next floor. Regen's just not enough. Yeah, we're gonna lose. Oh, 100%. Yep. This is also a very quick loss, so let's take our lumps here and go for another run. I'm still trying to figure out how I scale both my health and my damage as high as I need them scaled for the Seraph in Covenant 25 here. And that is going to rely on a lot of experimentation and indeed a lot of failure. Double Hallowed Dripping, single ensnare, doubled Restoration Detonation, Fell Wings of Light again, Seraph Patient again. Consume for extra health, and we already have Refracting Lens is pretty comfy. Pretty nice. And again, we see explosive. And again, we have double restoration detonation in the base deck. So again, I'm going to take it. I think we got to go for this fight before we decide anything. Depending on the bonus we get and the spell we get, we might go for something completely different in that next path. Ideally, yeah, it's unfortunate I have to set up my top floor for the sake of this, but necessary, I believe. Oh god, that floor is going to be awful. Why did I do that to myself? I should have held the healer. Oh, that's my bad. Come on, bunch of heals. Oh my god. That's basically as well as that one could have gone for us, but... Ow. And I strongly suspect even more ow. Okay. That could have been a lot worse. By which I mean we could have died. And that's about it. Sting, Sharpen, and Steel Enhancer. Steel Enhancer? Okay. Really depends on the other units we use, but okay. Okay. Let's take a Molded as well. Try and find something worth reforming here. Alright, fine. We'll go for a Remnant unit. Maybe that's my fault, is I'm scaling on the wrong thing. What do we got here? That's the same choice I had last time, right? Paraffin Enforcer Wigless? Huh? Awoken Merchant. Did I just accidentally load into a same run again? Okay, look, let's take the Paraffin Enforcer and try and make the Paraffin Enforcer work here, right? Gonna roll. Multi-strike is pretty good on the Paraffin Enforcer. So now the goal is use the Paraffin Enforcer as our scaling. However, not quite yet. Sucks to miss out on the Collector, but it's all we can do at the moment. Okay, more heals, please. Not necessarily provided by the game in return, but that's okay. I'm not desperate for them until this turn. That is to say, this upcoming next. And thank heck we found one. Razor Sharp Edge is part of some scaling. Purifying Cleanse and Hallowed Drippings are both together in the same kind of deck. Sure, I'll take a Purifying Cleanse here that gives me the ability to put my first stack of Burnout on someone. This could be a pretty spicy one. Stone plus 10. There's the Animus of Will. Animus of Will is the obvious unit that we're going to want to try and pair with a Paraffin Enforcer here. God, maybe I only pair those two. Maybe that's all we need. And then what? I large stone the the Paraffin Enforcer here. and then just constantly heal it up. Have it try and grow the Animus of Will to large enough that the Animus of Will wins for us. Give a +10 to the Animus of Will right now. I think we at least do that. If not also the +10, +5, +10. Okay. So that's going to be our second floor. Rare. Hellhorns are the most individual, standalone ones here. That last stand could turn out to be pretty wild. However, that Alloy of the Ancient could also be a large amount of support for the Paraffin Enforcer and then frees up my heals for other units. That last stand would need Permafrost. How soon would I be able to give it Permafrost? Next Merchant of Magic I might go to is in floor 6. It's more than 3 bosses away. I'm going to take the Alloy of Ancients. I think we need short-term power more than long-term power. Any units deal 1 damage on death. That's fine. Let's play the Animus of Will down there. We want it dead so we can start reforming it. Unfortunately, we can't buff it, otherwise it lives. Oh, no, it doesn't live. It kills an enemy and then dies. Nice. We're not going to want Train Stewards dead because we don't want more things in the reform pool. We're going to leave the Hallowed Drippings in here as well. Play the Sentient on the bottom floor. I think I still do. Okay. Use that to kill the bomb in the back line. Then we'll bring back the Animus of Will, play it here, give it a bunch more burnout. It is my hope that we keep that Animus of Will alive on its single burnout timer it has at the moment. I might not be able to do that, and I might have overestimated how likely that was to happen. Maybe. Yeah, it's going to burn out now. That's really unfortunate. We're about to lose 2 more units on that floor as well. Okay, I'm going to buff the front liner there and just hope. Really? Well, at least we already have the win just based off of the strength of the Paraffin Enforcer here, but yikes. Wax and Spike versus Channel Song. Channel Song's harder to do because I only have the 2 units in the deck that I'm really probably going to ever be running here. Wax and Spike apply 3x plus burnout 1 to friendly units. I think I take that and I try and permafrost it. Ooh, Lady of the Reforms. Oh, unfortunately, we'd need to go capacity 2 times to get a Lady of the Reformed in front of both the Paraffin Enforcer and the Animus of Will here. But God, it seems like a really good idea. Like, I really need something that gives a bunch of burnout to those units. I think I have to take that, and I have to find... So what I have to do here, then, is find a way to get the Animus of Will down to that floor. That's what I have to do. So I either have to find Dripfall, or I have to find Restoring Retreat. Those are actually the only 2 things I can look for at this point. I just have to find one of them. Other than that, it's just go for double Light of the Seraph and not have this build together until the next boss. Am I really comfy with that? So that would obviously be Lady of the Reformed in front of Paraffin Enforcer in front of Animus of Will. We either reform one of those, like, they need to die just so that they get some burnout on them, or I can give them the Purifying Cleanse burnout, and then we just heal the Lady of the Reformed with anything that we need to, and then we supplement extra damage with the Sentient using heals on it when we need to. I don't like that I'm doing this, but I don't want to try and do this run and then lose it in a couple spaces time because, oh, turns out I was never really capable of doing it this way. Friendly units gain Raid 3 whenever they lose a stack of Burnout. Look, this is supporting the deck that we are trying to create right now. Train Stewards out of here, obviously. I could have tried to diversify into the draw there if I felt really comfortable with the amount of damage we're already doing, which I don't. Start a battle, enemy units appear on each floor. That's actually totally okay here, especially considering the Sycophants are quite weak. So I don't really have to worry about them going to the top. They can get there for all I care. I want to burn at you. I think I do. Yeah, we're setting up mid-floor. Just Paraffin Enforcer in the other one at the moment, though. This is really unfortunate. I don't have the ability to kill the Collector here. I really need Permafrost on that Wax and Spike as well if we're going to do this setup. At least the Lady of the Reformed is scaling out of control here. Up. And then we kill on the bottom line. Good. Oof. Thank you for the extra money. There's Focus, Growth, Engraft, Awake. Awake is very useful here. Engraft's actually also pretty good with the fact that we're not really going for energy at the moment. Or draw. It kind of helps fix two of those problems for us. A little bit at least. Mortal Entrapment? Helps us against Seraph the Patient. Maybe that's necessary. God, I really want energy in this deck now. Ugh. Okay. As for our upgrades in the deck at the moment, Lady of the Reforms could get a couple upgrades over that side, but honestly, 2 more removals over this side as well as a Merchant of Trinkets. Grant +3 stacks of Burnout each time it's applied. Now I feel pretty comfortable. So I'm not going to lose units if I just don't put the Burnout on them at the right time. That helps so much. Spell Shield 2. So that will protect them against the damage from Restoration Detonation, but that's it. And Resto Detto isn't really going to be dealing any damage to the backliners here anyway, because the Sycophants will be in front. Again, I really wish I could have done something about that on the top line. Oh, I could have just set up the Lady of the Reform there. Dang. Right, yeah, I don't have to set you up low because you're not going to take damage instantaneously anymore. Whoops. Hopefully I get some more health to throw on the midline soon. There we go. Snare you there for at least an extra turn. Regen's basically as best I can do there. And then the midline's already got the kill here. Oh, there you go. Lovely. Quick. Adaptive mutation's actually really appealing here. Get enough rage on a target and then adaptive mutate, and they have a ridiculous amount of health as well. They're also going to have a ridiculous amount of burnout, so they'll actually be very effective after that. Save the money there. One more fight and we get our final capacity gem. Then I'm really going to feel comfortable. But Merchant of Steel? No, we need to Merchant of Magic. We've missed out on so many opportunities to go for Permafrost. It's pretty desperately important. 50 armor? Six stacks of days is nothing to turn your nose up at. I honestly think that's probably going to be part of how we counter the Seraph the Patient. Holdover. Holdover on a cost removed engraft is an extra energy and extra draw. Well, it's an extra energy and an extra trigger of rejuvenate, right, every turn. But that is a lot. And then we'll also throw a +10 out on a Restoration Detonation. Just get some extra healing in the deck. Should have really looked at this one first. We'll take the Sap Tap still. Thank you, the extra draw. Okay, so we don't have the extra energy here, which means we really need to set up low because we cannot take any of these Scourges. We'll also just have to accept Scourge damage early. A bit of the time at the absolute least. And now I certainly still have to set up low because the Absolvers and such. Unfortunately, that's one living Absolver right there. Okay. Go for the extra damage on that bottom line. Because we're going to need to push through units occasionally to get to the back line. Cool. Restoration Detonation. Interesting. So I'm going to burn out both of these here, and then Waxen is still going to give burnout to the Paraffin Enforcer, even cast with 0 there. So now I finally have some burnout there. I do need at least one unit to get to the next floor so I can start stacking up more. Do I need to stack up more burnout on those? No, they're going to be alive for long enough. Yeah, they'll do okay, I think, actually. I could mortal the backline right now, but I'm not going to. Okay. Happily alloy that line. These primitive molds and molded are like all feeling really underwhelming. As long as we set this up correctly, we shouldn't need either of them. So now, after all of that... Oh, Restoration Detonation is a great way to get more HP on the Lady the Reformed, actually, here. Did I say Restoration Detonation? I meant Adaptive Mutation. Oops. Nice. Okay. Intent on death? Do I actually use that at all? Awaken Rail Spike would be interesting. As long as it doesn't interfere with things we desperately need. There's not that many non-zero cost cards in the deck. It's basically just Adaptive, Consume, Alloy, Consume, and Mortal Entrapment. And Mortal Entrapment can't be relied upon to be drawn out of the Awoken Rail Spike there. Maybe if I'd gone for extra energy or extra draw, I could really justify that, but I went for neither. And now we're going for the capacity. Gain an artifact. What would I even upgrade? I could get another Engraft. Actually, I could dupe Engraft right now and be pretty happy about it, to be honest. Saves us a lot of energy. Oh god, I could actually do that. What else do I want to do this turn? Permafrost, Adaptive Mutation, and Waxen Spike. Wouldn't be able to Permafrost both of them in the same area, but still. Fine. None of those are relevant at all. I will actually take the money there. Big whiff. However, I still will go with duping the second Engraft. If I had a descent, like a drip fall, I would dupe the Paraffin Enforcer and then put it on a different floor and send it back down, but unfortunately I don't. It's also worth noting the Engraft is also a trigger of Sap Tap, so we got a lot of extra draw out of this. Almost enemies enter with spikes 5. That could actually be a problem. How much of a problem? Not that big. We have all the reforms still in the deck, even if we don't want them. Capacity decrease on that floor is really unfortunate. It means I do have to set up on the top. Which I guess means the Sentient can go on this floor now. Let's root you to here for the next turn. Frontline is starting to go down. Just trying to set up. What's the top line doing now? Frontline already dead. Yeah, that makes sense. Almost dead now. Okay, I can accept almost dead. Entirely dead is just a step too far for me. I literally can just play the Lady of the Reformed again. Kills 2 units on this floor. Fine. I'm saving my lower floor, and we will reform and play the Lady of the Reformed on the top floor. And then I'm going to use an Adaptive Mutation to just hyper buff one of you two. There we go. Alright. And that should handle it. Let's ensnare one of you to stay on that floor so we don't have to deal with you at all. You can kill that frontliner there. Whew. We have so many cards from this deck that we can cut. Oh my god. This could have been a lot worse. There we go. Goodbye to you and hello to money. Channel Song? Channel Song could be part of this deck now. Pretty much anyone benefits from it pretty heavily. Nothing there. Probably want to go on the double remove side here. That happens to line up with the Merchant of Magic, which helps. Holdover. Holdover Purifying Cleanse with a +10 on it would actually be pretty good as well. I could hold over Restoration Detonation with a +20 though. That is a lot of nuking power. Costs me an energy every turn, but that's not unlikely to be able to generate. Okay. No, decrease the cost of the other Restoration Detonation. Reroll. It's the Permafrost. We'll see. We'll see about the Permafrost in just a sec. Also, energy on the first turn. Don't really want that. I'm going to reroll. Whenever you play a unit random card in hand, reduces 0 cost until played. Again, that's actually not super my jam here. We will go Permafrost. I am going to Permafrost the Adaptive Mutation. I think I dupe the Adaptive Mutation here as well. So I may want to negative cost it too. And then we are going ham on removals. And I actually remembered which one's remove and which one's not remove this time. And then it's primitive mold, probably a third primitive mold as well. All right. Let's go, Seraph the Patient. Malaya weakness to my frontline units, which is why I needed extra health. And we can still reform units if need, certainly. Just happens to be at the time. Don't love that top floor already, but it's fine. Set you up on the bottom line. No, yeah, I want to run them through a gauntlet on the bottom line. What's up? Good thing we have Channel Song in this deck. Otherwise, I'd be really scared right now. Channel Song, thank heck. About to lose the Sentient on the bottom line, that's okay. Let's go Max and Spike. Consume Drippings, rather, sorry. So now we have our holdover on the big one. Unfortunately, the Seraph is here and is really going to complicate these turns for us. I can reform and replay you later. So I should only really play the important stuff right now. Which might be nothing. Okay, I heal someone else with those just so that I get the extra draw and extra energy. Well, extra draw, you know. But energy obviously didn't matter there. It doesn't really help us out. Split up the two big dudes there. I think I will start stacking Dazed on the backliner as well. Okay. Thank you, Molded, for actually now appearing. Lay you where you're desperately needed right now. I would love to stop playing spells on this floor right now, but I can't. Now I can. $43, $45. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. Oh god. The heals aren't even enough. The Paraffin Enforcer is probably getting swapped here to save it. Yeah, fine. Save for the others still. Okay, get Lady of the Reform back. Thank you. Ideally, all these heals pretty much go on the same target, assuring they get back up to full HP. It's fine to lose the Lady of the Reformed. It's just I bring him back constantly to effectively block and give us some time to still build up. But we've built up more than enough, I believe, on that top floor now. The thing that I don't... So I believe at this point we are going to win. So let's... I'm going to get out in front and say that. I'm pretty sure we've won. However... Actually, going to throw the extra on the Paraffin Enforcer there. Seems better for protecting the other one, certainly, as well. The thing I don't like about this win is it was so heavily reliant on these two relics, Fade's First Blade and Combustible Wax. I don't know if I would have been able to do it without the two of them, which tells me I still don't actually have my scaling plan for how these two should work together as clans. I still don't have that sorted. And that's disconcerting. I will collect this W and I will be happy with it. But I still need to work on this clan combination. Alright, we're gonna go, obviously, to the Frozen Heart. Speed run our way to try and get the custom challenge code. I didn't get the custom challenge code for the run that lost at the very start there. Sorry, my bad. We've now completed the Awoken in its entirety. We've got the 2 Stygian Clan Melting Remnant ones that we're going to have to go into next. I imagine I may have a similar difficulty there. We'll see. But for the moment, let's go to the run summary and pull up the Generate Challenge. Just in case any of you want to mess out with a Paraffin Enforcer of your own, possibly different floor setup. I know this is a pretty good relic setup for this build in particular as well, so might be interested to play through that. FounderPolishedReach is the custom challenge code. You'll find that at the top of the description down below. But for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train, friends and foes. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.